Hi, in this chapter we will look about creating observable using interval method. Observable using interval, as the name suggests, actually emits the sequence of integer at a regular interval. So this you can use whenever you want to perform an operation at a regular interval. So observable using interval is ideal for repetitive job. Let's start coding and learn how observable using interval is used. We'll go back again to the project that we have. We'll create a class called observable using interval. You can see that interval takes a long period and a timer unit. So what we will be doing, we will say a period of 1 and then say time unit in second. So this is our observable using interval. So let's subscribe to it and then see what happens. Let's run it. So as you saw, it just printed an on subscribe and nothing else, because it was actually being read on main thread, and just after the subscription everything went off. The main thread exited. So we couldn't see anything else here. So what we can do, we can just add one more kind of sleep method, and then we can see if it is sleeping, till the time main thread sleeps, it should start emitting the interval. It should start emitting the events at regular interval. We might be using this particular thread.sleep later in our chapter again and again. So let's create another method in our utility which will help us not to write this repetitive code every time. Okay, so now let's start using the sleep method, and after since it is sleeping for 3 seconds, that is, the main thread will be sleeping for 3 seconds, we will see some interesting behavior from observable.interval. So here what you saw is that we got 3 different events of on next, because it is sleeping for 3 seconds and we are publishing each event after 1 second. We got 3 different events. But one more interesting factor is to consider that main thread said on subscribe, and then what we got here is another thread, which is a computation thread from computation thread pool of RxJava. So from that thread pool, it took one thread and spun it, and which is actually giving you on next for 3 different times. So all the intervals, and even the next one which we are going to learn is, which is the observable using timer, uses a computation thread as a default thread pool. So this helps us not to think much onto the threading side of it, since computation thread, there are certain RxJava keeps certain computation threads in thread pool which is being utilized, and the main thread is not actually touched. So this is interesting, right? So in our next chapter we will see how observable using timer also uses the same thing, and what are the functionalities of observable using timer.